Welcome to Painting Playtime Therapy. Today we have a different episode. We're not going to have a project to do, but I have an amazing friend. She's going to be my guest. Can you introduce
Yay!
yourself to them and tell them why you're here today with us?
Hi, thank you so much, Nuna, for having me. I'm so happy to be here. My name is Iman Muhtasib. I'm a behavior therapist here in Houston, Texas. In college, I studied behavior therapy and as well as kinesiology and other behavioral techniques. And I have 3 years of experience working with children with special needs, such as autism, Down syndrome, ADHD, and so on and so forth.
So, can you please tell the audience about your experience with special needs and what's the techniques you guys usually use at the school? How you deal with different kids with different disorders?
Sure. So I work for a treatment center for children with special needs. So at work, we basically try to target like problem behaviors and try to teach new skills using a variety of different methods. The important thing is teaching communication, teaching adaptive skills like going to the restroom on their own, and mealtime goals and stuff like that, and just using various methods to try to get them to have that independence in their life and to learn new skills.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So my second question is, how do you involve art with your activities or with your daily routine? Do you do any exercises? Do you do any like specific projects with them? Can you tell us more about that?
Sure.
Yes.
So art is something that's used a lot in behavior therapy, in applied behavior analysis, which is the work that I do. So it has a variety of different ways that we expose children to art and kind of teach them very important skills using that as a medium. So painting, stuff like that, it has a calming effect on children with autism. It helps them to kind of connect their mind to their hands. It helps calm their sensory systems and helps them feel more in control of their body, and so they're better able to communicate, better able to be in touch with their feelings. It also helps them with their self-esteem and self-worth, and gives them something to be proud of, So, we use a variety of methods. You use books, you use pictures and art, painting, you use, acting things out.
Maybe hands-on stuff also.
Exactly, a lot of hands-on stuff. All of these different techniques, these art techniques and art therapies end up being very supportive for teaching kids new skills and kind of helping them be more in touch with themselves.
Wonderful. So can you give us some examples? Like, I know you brought some activities and interesting stuff to show us today. Maybe, just to show the parents, like especially parents with special needs, like different materials where you can use, for example, to calm the kids down. Because I know sometimes kids with autism, they just sometimes they
get frustrated,
and and they just explode, and they start yelling or screaming. And it's hard usually to control because, I have some experience working with special needs. So I've seen that personally. And maybe we can, you can provide some methods or tell the parents, some of the things they can do or deal with the kids during that time.
Sure. So something that a lot of kids with special needs struggle with is basically regulating their emotions. It's very difficult for them to identify what it is that they're feeling and also identify the emotions of those around them. So when a child is feeling frustrated or like no one understands them or they want this thing and they've used every method they know to communicate, even if that method is like, crying or screaming, that's the only way they know how to talk, or the only way they know that they will get what they want. They've exhausted all of these things and nothing has worked. The important thing is being able to show them how to identify their own emotions so that they can, be able to communicate that to us. And then we can better advocate for them and better support them and give them what it is that they need. So, there's so many different ways to help someone identify their emotions. You can use pictures, you can use stories, you can use a variety of different methods, and those will basically help a child be able to calm down and be able to discuss how it is that they're feeling, and then start giving them tools. Those tools like taking deep breaths or writing down how they feel or drawing a picture or, just being able to talk about how they feel freely because they know that the people around them are trying to understand them and using different measures. Those are things that are going to help have lasting effects and lasting change for their future behaviors too.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, so something I wanted to discuss with the viewers is basically this concept of teaching a child different emotions. So, first of all, you would want to show them what different emotions look like. So, for example, we have these little emoji stickers, and they show like a variety of different expressions. So it shows like happy, sad, crying, frustrated, all the different types. And so, first being able to show kids, this is what it looks like when you're happy. This is what it looks like when they're sad. I know it seems like such a basic skill. Like, how do you not know what that looks like? But for them, they are brilliant in so many different things. True. But this is just something that they have a gap in, So what we try to do for them is basically try to teach them what that emotion can look like. And once they know, hey, this is what I feel, I can communicate that to you and you're going to understand, and then you're going to give me what I want or show me how to get through this feeling, in a better way. Easier. Exactly. And teach them a more appropriate way to communicate. If screaming doesn't work, maybe instead I can use my words, or I can use my iPad to, communicate using like adaptive communication devices or something like that. Another way that you can show someone is by using a social story. Okay. So that was something we were discussing before.
Yes.
It's such a cool concept, right?
Yes.
Basically, somebody would create this story for a kiddo, and it would basically have the kiddo as the main character.
Wow.
And the story would be about them. So like, for example, let's say we have this book, and it had the title and then a picture of the kiddo. This is you. The story is about you. And it'll basically describe a scenario in their life where they feel frustrated, or they feel like they have no options. They just feel trapped. Something that happens to them in their daily life. You try to basically break that down into a story and kind of give them the opportunity to know, okay, let's say that the frustrating situation is, going to school every day. So the story would start with, every day I go to school, and it would show a drawing. The kiddo can do it, or a parent can do it. Or it can be an actual picture of the child, and it'll say, every day I go to school, and my mom drops me off, but she's I wave goodbye to her, but she's gonna come back. Like, I'm not here by myself forever. Yes. When I go to school, I have like my teachers and my friends, and they care about me and they love me, and kind of tell them, like, if you feel frustrated, you can do this. Instead of screaming, I can squeeze my hands, or I can take a deep breath, or I can say, I feel scared, or I feel nervous, and basically gives them those tools so that they don't have to resort to screaming or crying, or, having these behaviors.
Will make them sometimes feel safe,
For sure.
Yeah, because they know that, their parents coming back. It's
exactly. They know what's next.
They know what's next.
Exactly. There's no surprises. They know what's coming. So there's nothing to be nervous about.
And that's how we evolve art with it.
Exactly.
Because, you're creating something out of nothing. So you're creating the book, you're creating the main character. You can let the child maybe draw his shirt, his pants, and what's he like.
Or they can help write it. You can ask them, hey, let's read this story. Like, what's a good tool that they can use to communicate how they feel, or it can be a collaborative effort where it's not just them working on it, somebody else will help them. And it's an excellent tool.
Thank you so much, Iman, for this amazing information. And thank you guys for watching. And if you have any questions for Iman, please leave a comment, and she will come back to you and she will reply. And we'll see you next time with another episode of Painting Playtime Therapy.
Yay! Bye!
Bye!